So today is 4th of June 2014. Now Sayadaw going to give a dhamma talk for the yogis who contemplate, who develop the mindfulness by contemplating the body, what is really exist, or physical phenomena. This Dhamma practice is expounded by the Buddha himself for the purpose or the happiness and blissfulness for all Dhamma seekers and Dhamma lovers. And then the Buddha expounded 4 kinds of the mindfulness, or 4 foundations of mindfulness. Among them, particular kinds of mindfulness is more suitable to particular kind of people than the others. For example, some people, they are in nature lustful, romantic, or the greedy. For such people, certain kinds of the mindfulness will be more suitable than the other. And some people, illusion or delusion are very deep in their heart. So for such particular person or individuals, and also certain kinds of the mindfulness is more suitable than the other. And also there are some meditators who have developed samatha meditation or development of concentration or Vipassana insights. And then they also have a particular kind of the mindfulness more suitable than the others. So today Sayadaw would like to explain these facts quite detailed. First of all, the contemplation of the body is more suitable to the people of the lust or greed. And some people, they are naturally in nature greedy and selfish, and also they are not very smart or not very wise. That kind of person may practice mainly the Kaya-nupassana, the contemplation of the body. And there are also people whose nature are greedy and selfish, but they are smart and wise. Those kind of people should mainly develop the awareness or sensation. So among the sensations of feeling, the sukha, the pleasant feeling or happiness is sometimes obvious, come into existence, very prominent. And then we should be aware of that happiness or pleasure as it is. And then sometimes our mind and body are very stressful, and then we can experience stress or mental and physical distress. And that what we call dukkha, and it should be noted accordingly. And then sometimes, from time to time, there is no obvious feeling, happy or unhappy or pleasant or unpleasant. Nothing obvious. Only neutral feeling predominant. That's called upekkha. And that's also object for us to be aware of. So in this way, if we are able to mindful of our feeling or sensation, we realize the true nature of the phenomena, and then we can reduce the desire or attachment or selfishness. The fewer the attachments or the less the selfishness, the more happier we become. So by observing sensation or feeling, we can realize the truth, and we can reduce at the same time the attachment and the selfishness, and as a result, we can reduce the mental and physical distress. So when we observe or contemplate the sensation or feeling, we can discern by ourselves. They are changing, arising and passing away. We cannot control them. That's how we realize their impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self. In this way, we develop the insight and peacefulness. There are people whose nature is related to delusion or illusion or wrong view. So their nature is wrong view or the illusion we call deity charita. The delusion or illusion is very deep-seated in their mind. So they always see impermanent things as permanent, as to be permanent, suffering as pleasure. And also they think this is mine, or I'm possessed of this and that. This body and mind belong to me, and I am so and so. So this is how they take something non-self as something oneself. Thus they take another non-self as other oneself or self. So their wisdom and knowledge is very weak. Their mind is predominant and overwhelmed by the wrong view or the illusion. Their mind is always cloudy. Their way of thinking is not clear. So for those passing individuals, the most suitable contemplation, among others, is Cittanupassana, contemplation of the mind. So this is an explanation made by the commentary. So regarding the contemplation of the mind, so there are 16 objects, mental objects for us to observe according to the Satipatthana Sutta. The Buddha described 16 kinds of the mental state for us to observe. So when we feel desire, or when we have desire-related mind, or lustful mind, or greedy mind, we should note it as it is. And then sometimes we have aversion, or hatred, or anger, and then we should note it as it is. And then the anger may disappear, or we can overcome the anger. And then we should be aware the disappearance of anger. And then sometimes our mind is cloudy, our way of thinking is unclear and confusion. There is we call moha, illusion, or ignorance. And if we notice it, we should note it ignorance or delusion. And then when we note delusion or confusion, and then it will disappear. And then we should be aware of the disappearance of the illusion. So in this way, the Buddha expounded 16 mental states for us to observe as a contemplation of the mind. So in general, we should observe or we should contemplate whatever thought arises. Sometimes the thoughts are related to greed, sometimes aversion, sometimes delusion or ignorance or confusion. Whatever thought takes place should be noted. And then we can realize the impermanence of mental state. The minds are changing, thoughts are changing every moment. It's a very obvious, the changes of the mind. If we are able to mindful of our minds or thoughts, we can easily see the impermanence of the mind. And then we can find the mental phenomena are not something pleasurable. It's tortured by the impermanence. So there is a kind of suffering, it's dukkha. And then we can see the suffering. And they arise and pass away on their own accord, not on our control. So that we can also realize the non-self. So in this way, by observing the mind and the thoughts, we can mainly realize the impermanent nature of the mental phenomena. So this is the main purpose of the contemplation of the mind. So there are people, some are their mind is always going with the illusion, a wrong view, but they are very smart and they very wise. For those kind of individuals, the Dhammanupassana is most suitable according to the commentary. So commentary recommended for those persons to develop the Dhammanupassana, awareness or contemplation of the phenomena or Dhamma. So Dhammanupassana, its object is composed of both mind and body. So the Dhammanupassana, we have to develop both the mind and the body, or awareness of mind and the body. So we can see the changes or impermanence or psychophysical phenomena or mind and the body. So mainly as a Dhammanupassana or contemplation or Dhamma, we are suggested to note seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and so on. So when we see something or someone, for example, so we cannot control, we cannot stop seeing when conditions are met. And the seeing may not take place if there is conditions are not met. So they may disappear even though we wish the sight to last for long. So what we see are also changing according to the condition, not according to our way or wish. And in the same way, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, these senses are also changing according to the conditions. And they arise and pass away. We cannot control them. They are all conditioned, sankhara. They arise on their own accord, or according to their condition. So by observing such ever-changing psychophysical phenomena, we can realize the anatta, non-self. There is no everlasting ego entity or eternal soul that is in control of everything. Actually, we cannot control anything. Things are arrive on their own accord, according to the condition, not our way or wish. So by observing mind and body or psychophysical phenomena, we can realize non-self, and we can overcome illusion or ignorance. So this dhamma awareness of dhamma or general object is mainly suitable to the people whose views are wrong, but they are smart and naturally smart and wise. So this is a recommendation made by the commentary. There are meditators who develop the high-level concentration that we call samatha meditator. We have 40 kinds of the samatha objects, samatha meditation. 10 kinds of kasina, and 10 kinds of the impurities, observation of impurities, and then 10 kinds of recollections, 4 kinds of the elements, and repulsiveness of the food, something like this. There are 40 kinds of the meditative object for us to develop the concentration. And that's what we call samatha practices, tranquility meditation. So some people, they develop samatha practices, samatha meditation, and then they reach certain level of the concentration. But their inside knowledge may not be strong enough, and their knowledge may be still weak, although concentration is strong. So for those kind of individuals, Kaya Nupassana is highly recommended by the commentary. Kaya Nupassana means observation of the body, or contemplation of the body, or awareness of physical phenomena. So the Kaya Nupassana, contemplation of the body, is expounded by the Buddha into 40 kinds, 40 divisions, or 40 sections. Anapana, meditation on breath, or awareness of the breath, and Iriyapata, awareness of the bodily postures, going, standing, and so on. And then the Sampajana Papa, the clear comprehension of the activities, like our actions, like going, looking at straight, or looking forward, something like this. And then contemplation of the 32 anatomical parts, like the hair, body hair, nail, fingernail, and so on. And then contemplation of the 4 fundamental elements, like the earth element, water element, air element, fire element. And then 9 kinds of the cemetery meditation. And in this way, we have 40 kinds of the meditation related to the physical body, which are expounded by the Buddha in the Satipatthana Sutra as a contemplation of the body. So regarding samatha, 40 kinds of samatha, some people may develop the metta, or some people may recollect qualities of the Buddha, Buddha Nusati, or some people may develop the recollection of the sila, or silanusati, or generosity. They recollect what they have done generously, dhananusati, and something like this. So the people develop the concentration by several ways. And when they develop concentration, mostly mind become stable and clear and peaceful. So that kind of concentration can be applied to development of Vipassana insight. So by observing or by focusing on the body or physical phenomena in our body, through the concentrations, we can see impermanence of the physical phenomena, or physical phenomena changing in our body, and then their unsatisfactoriness and non-self. So if we have developed the concentration by practicing one of the 40 kinds of samatha meditation, so we are recommended to develop the awareness of the body or contemplation of the body by the commentary. So as mentioned earlier, a samatha meditator whose concentration are very strong, but insight knowledge is still weak. For those people, the kaya nupassana, the contemplation of body is more suitable. And then some samatha meditator, they develop concentration, but their mind may not be very calm and peaceful, not calm and peaceful enough. Their mind is maybe spread out, sometimes we call vaikhepa. They may think about something wholesome to do, but they cannot develop the insight into the mind. So for those people, the Caitanupassana, the contemplation of the mind is more suitable. So the samatha meditation or tranquility meditation is of 40 kinds. They are all for the development of the concentration, but not for the development of insight and enlightenment. Among these 40 kinds of meditation, anapana, the meditation on breath, and 32 anatomical part, we can obtain certain kinds of the certain level of the jhana, the high level concentration. But many others are just to keep our mind calm and tranquil, not very highly developed concentration. So some people are very smart and wise in nature, but the mind may not be stable enough or may not be calm and peaceful enough. For those people, Caitanupassana, the contemplation of the mind, is said more suitable according to the commentary. Some samatha meditator, their mind is not stable enough or calm and peaceful enough. So they may be, their minds may be agitated with the sensation or feeling. They may be agitated by pleasure or the displeasure. So their mind is not stable and peaceful enough. For those people, the Vedana Nupassana, contemplation or the feeling or sensation is highly recommended by the commentary. For Vipassana meditator, sometimes their insight knowledge is still weak, although they are developing mindfulness by observing the rising, falling, or the abdomen. Their mind is not stable enough and wandering around, and not peaceful and calm. In this case, what the object they need to observe. They practice Vipassana, but they could not develop the insight. And for those people, Citta-nupassana, contemplation of the mind, is highly recommended. So when we have many thoughts, wandering mind, thinking, we should note wandering mind or thinking. That's how we develop the Citta-nupassana, contemplation of the mind. So with an unstable mind or weak concentration, rising, falling, or the abdomen cannot be clear enough for us to observe. Then where the mind is at that moment, the mind is somewhere else, not on the meditative object or rising, falling, or the abdomen. The mind is wandering around or somewhere else, not on the meditative object. So we lose concentration or mindfulness of the body. In such cases, we better observe the mind itself, or thinking, wandering, and so on. This is how we develop the awareness of the mind or contemplation of the mind. So when our mind is not stable and cannot develop insight and wandering around, we are highly recommended to develop Citta-nupassana, awareness or contemplation of the mind. Some Vipassana meditators, they develop a certain degree of insight. And for those meditators, dhamma-nupassana is recommended. So dhamma-nupassana, the contemplation of dhamma, is related to both mind and body. Mostly we note seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, to develop awareness of the dhamma or the contemplation of dhamma. So when we see something or someone, we should note seeing. When we hear, notice hearing. When we get smell, notice smelling. And then when we eat something, and we have taste or flavor, we taste is sour, we should note it sour. Is hot or spicy, note it hot or spicy, or bitter, we should note it as it is. And when we touch someone or something, we can experience the touching feeling, and we should note it if it is obvious and predominant. So in this way, we develop the awareness of the Dhamma or contemplation of Dhamma by observing mainly 5 senses, seeing, hearing, and so on. So seeing, hearing, these are mainly the physical phenomena. Sight, sound, smell, these are physical phenomena. And then seeing, hearing, or thinking, wandering mind, they are mental phenomena. So when we are thinking or analyzing, reasoning, these are mental phenomena. We should note it as it is. So whatever is obvious, whatever is present, should be noted. And there arises insight knowledge. So that's a Vipassana formula. Whatever obvious or present should be noted, and then the insight knowledge come out of that. So in this regard, we have to observe the 5 aggregates, which we mostly get attached to. like the rupa or body, or vedana, sensation or feeling, sanya, perception or memory, sankhara, mental formation, and vijnana, consciousness. So we are composed of 5 aggregate, and so we have to develop the awareness of the 5 aggregate in essence. So we have to observe our body. That's what we call the observation of the body. And regarding vedana khana, or the aggregate of the feeling, as mentioned earlier, there is mainly 3 kinds of feeling: pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. So we have to observe our feeling or sensation, so that we can develop the awareness of the feeling. And then when we develop the awareness of body or contemplation of body, and we may see the repulsiveness or impurities of the body. When we develop the awareness of sensation or feeling, mostly we may discern the unsatisfactoriness or suffering or mental or physical distress. When we observe our mind or thinking, reasoning, mental states, we can easily discern impermanence of the phenomena. Mental phenomena are changing every moment different thoughts. So the awareness of mind, we mainly discern, easily discern the impermanence of the phenomena. And then lastly, dhamma nupassana, awareness of dhamma or contemplation of dhamma. We observe the last two aggregates, perception and mental formation. When we develop the awareness of perception or mental formation, or especially mental states, we can find these mental phenomena are out of our control. They arise on their own accord, and we cannot control them. According to condition, they arise and pass away. Every moment, different thoughts arise and pass away. So that by observing these 2 aggregates, we can discern mainly the impermanence of the phenomena. In this way, we can reduce or overcome the desire and attachment and greed. And as a result, greed or desire related mental and physical suffering, like sorrow or limitation and so on. And then our mind become purified of the mental defilements until we reach the cessation of all kinds of mental defilement and suffering. So that's the discourse or the dhamma expounded by the Buddha out of compassion.